I don't know if you could smell it, bro. I don't know if you smell that what's in the air. I don't know if you smell it, bro. It smells like football in the air. And that's what it smelled like to me.
Oh yes. Oh yes. One
So,
day.
hey, tomorrow, man, tomorrow. We have been waiting for this day for quite some time. And
Yes, we have.
finally, we have professional football being played. Do you have, because I have obviously my own little list I sent you over, but
Hmm.
do you have any predictions on this season? Right? Or which how should we do it? Should I tell you mine or you go and tell me what you disagree with, or do you want to go first? How you want to do it?
No, you can go first. Yeah, yeah. I'll,
All
I'll
right.
bounce stuff at you.
All right, let's start with the AFC North, right?
Hmm.
The Ravens are winning the AFC North, right? I got the Steelers at 2 in the division at 9-8. I've got the Bengals at 8-9, third, and I have the Browns going 7-10. What you think?
Yeah, I like that. I think the Bengals scare me. I've been telling you that kind of all off season. Their defense is going to be the worst in the NFL. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's gonna be really bad.
It's gonna be
Um,
crazy to see them be one in offense in the NFL and one in last in defense in the NFL.
exactly. And I don't think that's a recipe for winning games.
Mhm.
Um, I could see them finishing last, to be honest. I could see the Browns kind of string together some wins, right, where it's unexpected, and I could see the Bengals going on a 6-game losing streak.
You see, there are a lot of people that are low on the Browns, but I think on some level, when I look at the Browns, I don't think people understand how abysmal the quarterback play was until Jameis became the starter. And even then, when Jameis became the starter, it wasn't great, but it was at least serviceable. Deshaun
Yeah,
Watson and DTR on a statistic level, I think, as it regards to EPA per play, were worse than Jamarcus Russell. Like
that's crazy.
I
That's
can't get
hilarious,
that
though.
out of my head. Like, so they were playing historically bad offensively. If they get just
Hmm.
serviceable quarterback play, I'm not saying they're a playoff team, but they could get you like 6 to 8 wins, or let me not say six. I'll say
Yeah,
5 to 7. They get you 5 to 7 wins because I know their Vegas over under is like 4.5, right?
yeah,
So I didn't think so. But you think the Bengals could finish worse than them?
yeah. I really do. I think this is a year truly where if the Bengals don't either one sniff the playoffs or make the playoffs, and maybe in my opinion, it's make the playoffs like the wild card. They're
Mhm.
like scrapping the whole coaching staff. Truly,
My, my
there's
cousin,
no
I was
point in keeping
talking to
them
him.
around anymore.
I was talking to my cousin the other day. He was like, "Look, Joe Burrow's gonna be a Los Angeles Ram when Matt Stafford retires. Look out for that." I said, "Damn,
Oh yeah, for sure.
damn, for real."
Send
So,
Jamar with them.
man, might as well. So that's AFC North. No disagreements there. So you would say
Yeah, nope, nope,
no
no
disagreements.
disagreements.
Cool. AFC South: Houston Texans 10-7, Jacksonville Jaguars 6-11, the Tennessee Titans 5-12, the Colts 3-14.
I agree. I agree with the records,
Okay.
with the standings. The Colts are so interesting to me because
I could see them getting wins they don't have any business getting, to be
exactly,
real with you. But I
exactly.
also feel like they're a bad team.
Oh
Like,
no,
you know
they're
what I
really
mean?
bad. They're really bad.
They're a bad team.
They
Like,
also should ship Anthony Richardson off at the
yeah,
earliest
like
convenience, like
they're doing him
ASAP.
such a disservice because they're not developing him, right? So like part of my thing with the Browns, for example, going back to them, right, with the whole three quarterback thing and Shador conversation, because I personally don't think the Browns have been doing Shador dirty. A lot of people think they have been, but I don't think they have been. I think they're saying, okay, you're clearly not ready, and we're not
Yeah,
going to put you on the field until we believe you're ready. Unlike how the Colts did Anthony Richardson,
yeah,
right? They throw him on the field even though they know he's not ready. He goes out there and he fails, and then they pull him back off, only for them to put him back in the next year and then yank him again when he fails. It's like a very inconsistent messaging style that they have with how they feel about Anthony Richardson, and I think it's
for
really
sure.
hurting his growth.
Yeah, and I think the Colts need to get back to what made them good in the past. You need to have strong tight end play, great offensive line. They have the running back if he stays healthy. They have not done a good job, in my opinion, outside of Quentin Nelson, of building a line. And
Mhm.
that is just so important to. I say it all the time, bro. Trenches win the game.
Trenches
Trench,
definitely win the games.
the Eagles do it. The Chiefs still do it today, even though they pass a lot. They have the line, right? The Colts have to get back to that. I think they should just ship Anthony Richardson off, get whatever value you can for him, whether it be even a 4th-round pick.
I think we're working our way there, by the way.
Yeah. Ride out Daniel Jones, whatever, for this year, and just draft a quarterback. Whoever's available when you pick, you're going to be bad. You're going to be one of the worst teams in the NFL. Just take whoever's there. Don't take Lenore Sellers, though, because that's not an organization, in my opinion, who can develop a quarterback like that. I don't think they've ever really had a quarterback like Anthony Richardson, a dual threat kind of guy. So clearly they're not good at developing that type of quarterback. But no, I agree with the rankings for that division.
Cool. AFC East for your Jets, right? Buffalo Bills at 13-4, right? The New York Jets at 9-8, and the Patriots also at 9-8. But I had you guys having the better division record. The Jets had the better division record, I think, than the Patriots. And the Dolphins went 7-10, so they finished last.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. I get people have the Jets at over under 4.5 wins.
I think that's nuts, by the way.
That's crazy. The talent on this team is definitely undeniable. We finally have a coach who is very big on accountability, which we have lacked for the last, 4 years. I'll say this. We just lost Elijah Vera Tucker. That sucks. He will no longer be a Jet after this year. This is the 3rd season-ending injury in 4 seasons. He's not getting re-signed.
It doesn't bode well.
No, this is actually the 2nd time he has torn his pectoral muscle out for the season.
Damn.
So he's gone. I think we fill that void pretty quickly. Slide Joe Tippmann over. I think I texted you that earlier. However, I will say this. The Dolphins are 100% finishing last. I don't know about the records that you put, because I think the Bills win a little bit less than 13. I think the Jets are right around 7 or 8 again, and I think the Patriots are around 6 or 7. I actually have the Dolphins only winning 4 games. I'm going to be honest.
Here's the thing.
That team is going to explode quickly.
They could very well implode, and I kind of hedged my bet with the 7-10 because I could see them still somehow, even though the vibes are terrible, somehow being a decent football team. But I don't trust Tua's health. That's number one. I don't trust the stability of Tyreek Hill's resolve to want to come in and work with Tua night in and day in and day out. I just feel like that team just has such bad vibes that I can't get past. But if they play as well as they can play on paper, or if they play like, somebody's just playing Madden where all the vibes don't even matter at all, you know what I mean? They can be they've won games in the past, right? So it's like I'm protecting myself, but the vibes right now out of Miami, they don't seem good. I'm gonna just say it. Like it just doesn't seem like a team that's gonna rise to the occasion and have a good season. So, but you agree with like the order of the rankings then?
Yeah, I agree with the order. Maybe
I think Fields is gonna have a big year, man. I'm telling you, I think Fields and Wilson are going to play very well together this year. I'm excited to see how it looks on Sunday. I do have y'all beating the Steelers on Sunday, so I'm excited to see how that's gonna look.
We'll see, bro. We'll see. I'm nervous, but I think we'll be fine. We play our style of game, stick to the defense that we got, run the ball, we'll be fine.
All right, and last but not least in the AFC West, right? So we got the Chiefs at 13-4, the Chargers at 10-7, the Vegas Raiders at 8-9, and the Denver Broncos at 6-11.
I like it. I like it because I don't agree with Nick Wright a lot of the times. He had a segment about a month ago or so. I know I didn't text you about it because I was pondering on it for a while about the Denver Broncos. The team as a whole is very good. It's a good roster. I'm not going to say top 5, but it's around, top 12-ish, right?
And Bo Nix surprised both of us. We didn't think he was going to be very good.
And that's the point I'm leading to.
Okay.
Does that run out this year? That's what I don't know. I don't
That's
know
what I'm
if
banking on. That sophomore slump that brings him down to earth is kind of what
yeah.
I'm banking on.
I think he played so out of his mind last year as far as expectations are, and I think Sean Payton is a great coach for him. That's why. Um, Cortland Sutton is getting older. They got Marvin Mims, wide receiver 2. They just
like him.
traded Devon Vale, I believe.
Yep, he went to the Saints, I believe.
Yeah, that was supposed to be their wide receiver 2, in my opinion.
Are they trying to elevate Troy Franklin? Maybe because he might have more chemistry with Bo Nix?
Maybe, but why didn't they play him last year? When the wide receiver core was already not great, why not give him the chance last year with the guy he already has chemistry with? But we'll see. I just think they take a step back. You know how I feel about Sean Payton. Not the biggest fan, but
a lot of people feel the same way you do. So, no, I agree. So that leaves our AFC playoffs looking like. So obviously, I had the Bills, Chiefs, Ravens all at 13-4. I have Buffalo beating both the Bills, or Buffalo beating both the Ravens and the Chiefs, so they would get the number 1 overall seed in head-to-head. Right, I had the Chiefs who beat the Ravens as well, so the Chiefs would be number 2 and the Ravens would be 3, with the Texans being 4. So those are your division winners, right? So in the playoffs, I would have the Chiefs that's the first 4. In the wild card spots, I would have the Chargers at 5, the Jets at 6, and the Patriots at 7. Right?
Yeah.
So that's how it goes. And then in that whole scramble in the playoffs, in the wild card games, I'd have the Chiefs beating the Patriots. I'd have the Ravens over the Jets. I'd have the Texans over the Chargers. So that would mean that the Bills would play the Texans and the Chiefs would play the Ravens. Obviously, it's tough, T, because I want to say this is the year Lamar breaks through. And like the reason I'm picking Kansas City, but at the end of the day, I want to pick Baltimore. But it's also one of the things where I'm like, I have to see it first. Do you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, I've seen Lamar get to this stage time and time again, and it's not always on him, right? But we are approaching. Somebody made a parallel. I think I made the parallel about the Baltimore Ravens and my Cleveland Cavaliers being in the exact same boat. You know what I mean? Like, obviously, Donovan Mitchell isn't an MVP and hasn't won MVPs like Lamar Jackson has, but he's a superstar. And it's not always his fault that his teams have lost. But at the same time, we need to see progress. We need to see you make it to a conference championship game. We need to see you make it to a Super Bowl. Like, it's getting real early, real late for Lamar. Is kind of my point. But I have Kansas City winning. What do you think?
Yeah, I actually, it is hard because it's one of those circumstances like you got to see it to believe it. But I do truly think this is Baltimore's year. I think they've done the right things they need to. I think Lamar is kind of getting towards not the end, right, of his career, but he's kind of over the hump a little bit when it comes to prime, right? Mm-hmm. So he has to get it done, bro. Derrick Henry, they got the pieces, they got the line, in my opinion.
The defense is ridiculous.
Defense is crazy, right? You stay healthy.
Bro,
I think there's not a team that can beat them in the playoffs.
Think about that secondary, bro. Marlon Humphrey, Malachi Starks, Jair Alexander. On the line, you have Madubuike, Mike Green, who they drafted in the second round, along with Odafe Owe. Bro, this shit is crazy.
They got the team, and they got the coaching staff too, right? They got to get it done this year, though. I think that window is closing.
You know what,
so
TJ?
quick.
I'm gonna change my pick because I for whatever reason, I don't have a ton of faith with the Chiefs this year. Like, I think they're going to be good, but because I feel like Travis Kelce's winding down, I think this is going to be, even if they do make the Super Bowl, I think this is the beginning of a retooling for them where they'll be good. They'll still win the division every year, but they won't be they won't be as feared because they need to kind of prepare for the second era of what Patrick Mahomes in Kansas City is going to look like. And I think this is kind of the beginning of the end of the first era. Right, so I want to pick against them, but I think you're convincing me. I'm gonna pick Baltimore. I'm gonna pick Baltimore over Kansas City. Right, Houston to upset Buffalo, and I'm gonna say Baltimore represents the AFC in the Super Bowl. Now moving to the NFC, right? The NFC North: Packers, Lions, Bears, Vikings in that order. Packers I have at 10-7, Lions 9-8, Bears at 8-9, Vikings at 7-10. What say you?
Ooh, Well, I think the Vikings are an interesting team, right? I think I hate to say it,
It's all on JJ McCarthy. Like we
but
don't
it's
know
not
how this.
though.
You don't think so?
It's not though. I think when you have Justin Jefferson, right, and you have the coaching staff they have,
Mhm.
they're gonna make sure that he shows no weakness. If
Okay.
that's throwing Justin Jefferson a 10-yard in every play, they're gonna do it, and that's the truth.
Mhm.
The Packers, I feel, might have a very humbling season. I
Dang.
think
So
they've
we
had.
don't see it the same way.
I'm not saying that they're gonna win 3 games. I think they win still 8 games or so, but I think they're tough wins. I think they're gonna have to be wins they grind out more than they would have in the past. And the Micah trade, and I still sit and think about that because I'm like, man, was it a good trade? Did they really need Micah, in my opinion? Kind of not.
No, but
Was that
see
a glaring need?
It was a
No.
need though. I don't want to say it was a glaring need, but they definitely needed somebody to be able to kind of speed up the pass and get to the pass or rush it. Kind of like somebody that they can have the other side prepare for. Kind of like other sides prepare for Myles Garrett or TJ Watt or something to that effect. I think Micah adds another layer and dimension to that defense. But at the same time, and I don't know how strong their other tackles are, you got better, but you also got weaker because Mike is one of the worst run defenders in the NFL.
And you gave up one of the best run defenders in the NFL.
So there's a trade-off for that for sure. But I don't know. I just think the Packers just have it defensively. They're a good enough team defensively. I am concerned though about, and it's not concerned, but I raise my eyebrow at their secondary, which is also the same problem I have with the Lions. Now the Lions, I am concerned about their secondary, right? But
they're bad.
As far as the Packers go, I like Xavier McKinney. I think he'll do good for them. But I can't really even remember any of the other guys who have in the secondary because they traded away Jair Alexander.
Eric Stokes, I believe, is still on the team. So here's the problem, right? With the true problem with the Packers, what I don't like about the trade. Sure, Micah's great. We love Micah, right? He's a great player. Your team is too young to trade away 2 first-round picks.
Fair.
I think they have so much more building to do that those 2 first-round picks, I'm like, man, not to say they would have been high picks in general, but now you give a team in Dallas who, yes, that was great. Now in the next 2 years, they have 4 first-round picks.
Yeah.
They're going to draft Dak's replacement. And then they're going to establish the O-line. That's exactly what they're going to do.
Look, I'm not high on Dallas this year, I'll be honest with you. But I do think it's going to be interesting to see how much their defense either flattens out or gets better because they can defend the run. Because they were one of the worst run defense teams last year, right?
Yeah, but now they're going to rely on their DBs who aren't also great. It's just hard to me when you trade away a franchise defensive player. You then, yes, you get the picks, which is great. But you then turn around and pay a player that, first off, is not even worth $45 million, in my opinion. You gave him almost $100 million. Now, the only thing you can do is saving grace, kind of like the Dallas Mavericks did. They got the number 1 pick, right? Is use your next 4 first-round picks, and you better hit on all 4 of them.
Yeah.
You should go offensive line, quarterback, edge rusher, period, with all 4. I don't know in what order, however you do it, but you need to hit on every single one of the picks. And that's just the truth.
Are you saying Dak's days are numbered?
Numbered? I don't know. I could see Dak.
Dak's days in Dallas, let me say that, are numbered. I mean,
I think Dak is going to be a player when his time in Dallas is up. He's made enough money where he's going to be done.
Interesting.
He retires. I think he retires a Cowboy. He's done, whether that be next year, the year after, whatever. He'll be done, bro. His cap hit's like $68 million this year or something crazy like that.
Lord have mercy.
Exactly. So I do like the rankings.
Speaking of that, let's move on to the NFC East then. I was gonna do South. We could do East first.
Okay.
Right? Eagles at 12-5. Commanders at 10-7, the Cowboys at 8-9, and the Giants 7-10. And let me before you rip my Giants pick apart, that defense is gonna be nasty.
I actually wasn't gonna rip it apart. I was in a
cool.
weird way gonna give them more than 7 wins.
Bro, that defense is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, the only thing that scares me, I'm watching their offensive line. Yeah. Their offensive line still sucks. Their running back play to me, I know people like the Cam Scatterbo pick, that whatever, the Tyron Tracy. I don't love it either. I'm going to be honest, he's fat. And when you got a running back who I get it. He broke tackles in college. That's great. That sounds lovely. When he goes against those defensive tackles in between the tackles, is he going to take them head on like he did when he was going against Boise State or I don't know, Iowa State? No, probably not. I think he's going to be very limited in what he can do. And they're kind of putting faith in Jackson Dart's hand, even though he isn't starting yet. Now, I think he played really well in the preseason. He played better than I thought he would. However,
you and I also were not high on him coming into the draft. I give him props. He looked good in the preseason. However,
yeah, I think his connection with Malik Neighbors will save them games. And that defense, like you said, is going to be disgusting. I think they are going to have the craziest defensive line we've ever seen.
I'm just thinking about it, bro. Dexter Lawrence, Abdul Carter, Kayvon Thibodeau. I'm missing a guy. I'm missing one. What is his name? Why am I tripping off his name? Oh, Brian Burns.
Oh, man. I actually think one of those players gets traded.
They definitely are probably not going. One of them is not going to finish the season with the Giants.
Oh, 100%. It's probably Kayvon.
You think it's Kayvon? I thought it was going to be Brian Burns. Kayvon's still young. Isn't Brian Burns has been in the league for how long?
I bet Brian Burns ain't but 27, 28.
Hold on. I'm about to look that up.
Yeah, fact check that.
Brian Burns. 27. Look at you. He was right on it.
Yeah, 27, 28. I figured he was around there.
Never mind. Shoot, it might be Kayvon. It might be. It's going to be any one of them besides Abdul and Dexter Lawrence. I know that. So I think I think it's between Kayvon and between Brian Burns for sure. So
yeah, bro. I don't know. It's so tough because I can see them all staying together and it sounds great, but what do you do when because they're gonna look great. All of them are gonna look great. What are you going to do when you have to start paying every single person on the roster on defense? Then you're still not developing your offense, and that's a problem.
Okay.
So we'll see what happens there. But I actually think the Giants can win more than 7 games, surprisingly.
I believe it. Like they have a good enough team and a good enough defense. NFC South, this is straightforward. Tampa Bay Buccaneers go 10-7. Baker's actually my pick to win MVP this year, by the way. The Atlanta Falcons, second, 9-8. The Panthers also finish at 9-8, are in third place. And the New Orleans Saints at 3-14, last in the division. What you think?
Oh, God. The Saints might not win 3 games. I think. But on purpose, a little bit. I mean, they're that bad.
I got faith in Spencer Rattler, the Rat Man.
Sounds great. The Saints are going to be dumb enough to lose every game. They're going to go 0-17. They're going to be god-awful, and they're going to draft Arch Manning number 1.
I don't think Arch is coming out, but still. It's possible. I think, you know who I think they'll draft? Who I think is kind of they're setting up the story for, because he already plays at LSU.
Who?
I think it's going to be Nuss.
Sure, but this is my point, though. It doesn't matter who they take a quarterback. They're not going to win a game. That roster is so unbelievable. Alvin Kamara is going to be traded by the deadline.
I agree.
Sadly, I wish he would finish the Saint, but he's going to be traded to a contender.
Might be a Ram.
Ooh, but they got Kyron, though. I don't know. I mean, possibly.
Yeah, maybe. But speaking of the Rams, let's move to the NFC West, right? 49ers at 11-6, number 1, right? The Rams at 9-8, number 2. The Cardinals at number 3 at 8-9, and the Seahawks at 7-10.
I want to say the Cardinals finished last. And I think it's time for them to blow it up. I think they've done a terrible job of rebuilding.
Wait. Let's pause. let's not say
Sorry.
blow it up. Sorry, let's not say blow it up, but part ways with Kyler. Let's call it what it is. The rest of that team is actually pretty good. Their defense is solid, right? I like their secondary. Their wide receiver core is legit. I like Michael Wilson. I like, obviously, Marvin Harrison Jr. I like McBride. I like what they have in the running back room. The biggest problem is what, TJ? You can say it.
It is Kyler.
Like, we got to be honest. At the end of the day, he's got the talent. It's just stringing it all together consistently. For whatever reason, consistently since he's been in the league, that second half of the year looks like dog water for the Cardinals every single season, man.
Yeah, I think this is just truly a make or break it year for him in Arizona. I don't think it'll be his last year starting. It'll just be, I don't know. I could see him having great stats and them still sucking, and they ship him off. That's what kind of season they're gonna have. That division is still really good. I actually think the Seahawks, they put a lot of faith in Sam Darnold. I don't blame them. I don't blame them.
Same faith. I mean, at the end of the day, Sam Darnold's why I only picked him to win 7 personally, because
what if he comes out and does what he did last year?
I feel like last year was more of a product of Kevin O'Connell than it is Sam Darnold, respectfully.
That's fair, but you know what? The Seahawks still run the ball a lot. They have Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. I think they're going to still run the ball a lot. They got a good offensive line. They got a solid defense. They got JSN, right?
You're moving
Cooper
me.
Kupp.
You're moving me.
Cooper
You're
Kupp.
moving me. They're not going to finish better than the Rams or 49ers, though, right? So maybe they switch. Maybe they switch with the Cardinals. Maybe the Cardinals.
The 49ers have pedestrians playing receiver. Their starting wide receiver is a man who couldn't even play last year because he got shot. Like, I'm not trying to be funny, but like, what are we talking about? Brandon Ayuk is still hurt. Juwan Jennings is faking an injury to get traded, in my opinion. He had the craziest, the longest rolled ankle I've ever seen in my life. Their wide receiver 1 literally got shot getting groceries.
Crazy story, by the way. That was
very crazy. So what are we talking about, right? What are we really accomplishing here? Yeah, Christian McCaffrey, you have him, but like he's glass too. He's gonna you can bank on him getting hurt 2 or 3 times this year.
Yeah, that's why I didn't draft him in fantasy. After last year, man, he screwed me with this. It's not his fault, but like I could not risk it. But I mean, I do like them getting Brian Robinson, right, as a backup running back. I think that makes a ton of sense for them, right? I still think their defense is good, and I think Robert Saleh, I know you have your beef with him, but I think Robert Saleh is going back where he belongs as a DC, right? And I think that's going to help them. And I think Brock Purdy, this is a big year for him. They're paying him big money to make them look somewhat good. And I think this is where he has to prove it, and I think he will, right? Yeah. They even though they're the number 1 team in this division, I do have them not like at 12-5. You know what I mean? I still think they're going to lose a decent amount of games, and maybe they go 10-7 too.
Maybe.
But at the end of the day, I still think they have the most talent out of any team in their division. And with that, even with the abysmal receiver core outside of Pearsall, and I like Pearsall. I actually drafted him in fantasy too. I like Pearsall. I think he's going to do decent personally this year. I'm not saying he'll be a star, but I think they'll be decent with him. And
it's not that I don't like him. It's that that is their number 1, a guy who truly isn't even proven on the NFL level yet because he got shot. I know I keep saying that, but like, he literally got shot. He hasn't been proven in the NFL, and that's your number 1 receiver that you're riding with for the season. Because Brandon Ayuk, not telling when he's coming back. Like I said, Juwan Jennings wants traded. He wants out of there. So no, I don't know.
That's a good point. So going through my playoff teams, it goes Eagles having the number 1 best record, 49ers at 11-6, the Packers at 3 at 10-7, along with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 10-7. So those are your division winners in the top 4. Wild card teams: Commanders, Lions, Rams.
Yeah,
I had the Falcons there originally, but I changed it.
Well, they have Kyle Pitts, so
I had them there, so I changed it, right? So then, that being the case, I have the the Rams over the 49ers in the playoffs, upsetting them in the playoffs, right? I had the Packers over the Lions, and I have the Commanders over the Buccaneers, right? Which would then bring the Eagles to play the Rams, which I'd pick the Eagles in that context, and the Packers to play the Commanders, right?
Okay.
In that context, I have the Commanders losing to the Packers and the Packers going to the conference championship against the Eagles. And I think we're going to have the Eagles go back to the Super Bowl, which would make us an Eagles-Ravens Super Bowl. If that were to happen, I think I'm going to roll with the Ravens.
Yeah, I think Ravens, like I said, if they put it together and they stay healthy, they got the team to do it, and they got the coaching staff to do it. Eagles, man, I'm going to be honest. I don't want to see them win that shit again. I don't. I don't want to see it. I think it was great to see them beat Kansas City the way they did. I just don't want to watch it, to be honest. I'm not a Jalen Hurts believer anymore. He did good, don't get me wrong, but like he's not a top 5 quarterback in the league. He's not.
Cam Newton don't even believe he's top 10.
He's top 10.
Okay.
He's top 10.
But yeah, no, I see what you're saying. I still think it'd be a great game to watch, that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Right? But so our official picks for the Super Bowl this year are Ravens. We're both aligned on that.
Correct.
And the only thing we disagreed with, I think, through this whole ranking system was the NFC West, where you don't think the 49ers are going to win as many games as I have them winning.
Yes, that's correct. I think the 49ers are just going to stroll some players out there, and they don't know what the hell they're doing anymore.
Interesting.
They need a full rebuild too, to be honest.
Okay. So, all right, I'm going to give you mine, but I want to hear yours first.
Okay.
Your pick for MVP.
Woo. Lamar, probably.
Lamar? Okay, I got Baker.
Yeah.
Defensive Player of the Year. And I changed mine from last night when I texted you, so I want to hear yours first.
Ooh, hot take. Pass or Tane?
I'm going with Jared Verse.
Ew, I like it. I like
I'm
Jared.
going with Jared Verse.
I'm
going with Jared Verse.
I like it.
Okay. Offensive Player of the Year.
Okay.
Who you got?
Ooh. I got to go with the best receiver in the game this year. Probably Jamar Chase.
I can see it. I went with Josh Allen. I can see it though.
So tired of Josh Allen.
I can see it though. But I went with Josh Allen. Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Ooh. Somehow I say it because I don't think he's gonna have a lot of turnovers. Cam Ward.
Interesting. I'm with Ashton Genty. I think Cam Ward is gonna have a very up and down year. Like he'll look good in some moments and not great in others. I think it's gonna be really, really. I don't think he'll be bad. That's what I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? I think it'll be real up and down though. Like his highs will be high, but his lows will be low.
Yeah, I agree a little bit. Yeah.
So I went with Ashton Genty instead because I think at the running back position, I think he'll have a really good year and I think he'll be more consistent than Cam Ward will be.
Okay.
And then Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Probably Abdul Carter.
Abdul Carter.
I think I think he's going to get so many attempts to, the tackles for loss, the QB pressures, because that defensive line is going to be so nasty that he's probably going to have the best defensive stats to get that.
I went Mason Graham, but the points you just gave were actually very interesting because, like you said, that defense is tailor-made for him to just eat. But I also feel like the same is true of Mason Graham. It's tough. I'll stick with Mason Graham. I think they'll be top 2 though for sure. I think you'll be looking at both of those guys when it's all said and done. And do you have a pick for Coach of the Year?
I'm a little biased, but Aaron Glenn.
That was actually my pick too.
Aaron Glenn, man.
Especially if the Jets make the playoffs. If the Jets make the playoffs, I think he'll win. I think he'll definitely win Coach of the Year.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So we got the rankings. We got our predictions out the way. Like I said, bro, I smell it. I smell the football in the air.
It's here tomorrow. I'm gonna be locked in. I'm thinking about calling off of work Friday just because.
Might have to. Who do you have tomorrow?
Cowboys. It's week 1. People are coming off the high. The record is not very great for teams coming off the Super Bowl, right?
The Chiefs lost last year to the Lions, or was it 2 years ago? Was that 2 years ago?
2 years ago. Yes,
2 years ago.
2 years ago, I think.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think Eagles kind of come in a little bit lackadaisical. Cowboys, hey, they got a lot to prove with getting rid of Micah. The run defense is going to be better. That's what you need. I'm not super moved by the passing game right now in week 1 for the Eagles. I think they'll catch a stride like they always do. CeeDee Lamb, George Pickens is going to be really good. A lot of questions at running back for the Cowboys, but I truly think the Cowboys have a lot to prove. And Jared, hey man, Jared Jones going to give some type of pregame speech that's going to make no sense, but it's going to get the team just hyping up to win. That's how I feel.
The Cowboys, even though I don't have them making the playoffs or going over 500, I have a game under 500. At the end of the day, they have a really interesting wide receiver core, right? George Pickens along with CeeDee Lamb, even though history tells us when Mike Tomlin gives up on a wide receiver, he's probably correct. History has told us this with Antonio Brown, with Deontay. Actually, Antonio Brown is a weird story, but he ended up playing with Tom Brady. History told us that with Deontay Johnson. History told us that with there was another receiver that I'm missing. But either way, Chase Claypool, right? History tells us. I forgot about Chase. When history tells us when he gives up on a wide receiver, that guy is not the guy. Juju Smith-Schuster, another one, but he ended up playing with Patrick Mahomes. Unless you go on to play with one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, when you give up on a wide receiver, because remember, after he won the Super Bowl, Juju Smith-Schuster went to New England, didn't do quite well there, went back to Patrick, and then looked good again, right? So that's just my thoughts, but I appreciate your time, brother. This was great. I had to get your thoughts before the season started. Hey, man, look, it's here, man. It's here. We're about to get it started tomorrow.
Hey, yes, sir. I'm going to be locked in. I'm going to be texting you during the game, and hey, we've won, baby. We'll see how it goes.
Yes, sir. Well, let's try and get together week 2 and kind of unpack what we saw out of week 1 and go from there.
Yes, sir. Of course.
All right, bro. I appreciate your time, man. Take care.
All right, Brody.
All right, peace. But that'll do it for this edition of Inside the Lines. Appreciate you guys for listening, watching. Please continue to like and subscribe, and we'll see you next time. But until next time, we hope you keep it inside the lines.